Ahoy! It's Alicia from Time to Travel on board Uniworld's Maria Theresa, and we are currently cruising on the Danube River. I have prepared for you a full ship tour so we can see every inch of this beautiful super ship. So enjoy the ship tour on board Uniworld's Maria Theresa. We start this ship tour on the portside entryway on deck 3, the Schönbrunn deck. And here we have the reception desk. I want you to just for a moment take in this gorgeous atrium, and there is Empress Maria Theresa, with whom the ship is named after. I love the elaborate decor on Uniworld ships because you always know where you are traveling in the world. So this is the Baroque restaurant. It's where you're going to have your breakfast, lunch and dinner. Breakfast and lunch are generally buffet, and dinner is a la carte. The restaurant does seat everybody on the ship at full capacity. So if you are traveling as a twosie, you'll likely be sharing tables with other guests. Just take a look at these fabric walls. Leaving the restaurant, we're back in the central atrium. I mean, have a look at that chandelier as well. It's decked out in an Austrian imperial theme and sometimes feels like you are in a house of mirrors because there is so many mirrors lining the walls in the various decks. But there's just something about the way Uniworld decorates its ships. I love it. This is my 4th Uniworld ship that I have sailed on. The others being River Empress on the Rhine. I've also done the River Tosca on the Nile, the Mekong Jewel on the Mekong River, and this is my 4th on the Danube. Down on deck 2, the Bavarian deck, our first stop is the Viennese Cafe. So 24/7 you can get coffee, cappuccino, latte, tea, as well as some snacks and fruit. They do have a variety of milks, and you have a water dispenser as well. In the afternoons, they put out hot dogs for a snack. You'll also find cookies, and in the display cabinet, cakes, fruits, and cheeses. There were even snacks here when we left the ship at 3:30 a.m. on disembarkation day to catch our flight out of Munich. If you do enjoy shopping, there is some jewelry. And then a space that's sometimes hard to find because when the doors close, this just looks like a whole wall of mirrors, but it's actually the fitness center. And I was really impressed with the gym on board this ship. They've got cardio equipment, but they also have quite a lot of strength equipment for a small ship, as well as a TRX. You've got bands there. There were medicine balls. We've got some kettlebells and dumbbells. I just want to show you the kind of weight that you're dealing with as well, because to some people, working out in the gym is part of their daily routine. So it goes up to 15 kilos for the dumbbells there, some 10 kilos as well, and then you have a 12 kilo and a 16 kilo kettlebell. There's yoga mats in the corner, some treadmills. They are sunken into the floor so you don't hit your head on the roof, and then you also have a dumbbell tree there going up to 8 kilos. There is the emergency alarm in case you do get into trouble. And then you can do a little more shopping on the way to the laundry. And here they do have an ironing board, 3 washers and 3 dryers. They are Miele, and you do need to get your laundry pods from reception. So just pop up there, grab them, and then come back and do your laundry. It's in this area that you really do get a sense of the house of mirrors, because you can see me in virtually every shot. I apologize for that. There is an elevator that goes between decks, but not actually up to the sun deck. On this level you can get ice, and there's also a really cool feature. They have a theater on board, and they do play movies each day, but it's such a cute little space, and I love the retro posters on the walls and the blue velvet. If you are enjoying this video, please give us a like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and share it with anyone else you think would love to sail on a Uniworld ship. Heading aft, we have the staterooms. At the very end of the corridor on the left is the spa. On this level you find the classic cabins. These are 202 up to 212, and these are the cabins where you just have a window, and it's maybe a foot high and spans most of the width of the cabin. So as you walk in, it's kind of up near your eye line. Back up on deck 3, you will find the cruise manager's desk. So if you have any questions about excursions, they will be here most of the day. And heading towards the back, on this deck, we have all the French balconies. So cabin 301 up to 337. When we get to the end, you'll find a stairway down. Do not take it, it'll end up in the crew area. But the stairway up will take you up to the Hofburg deck, which is deck 4. Now before I show you down this corridor, we are going into the Leopard Bar. And before you get confused, it's an African themed bar. It has an indoor heated pool and a bar that is open late afternoon into the evening. Now, why South African, you ask? Well, the founders of Uniworld, the Tolman family, were from South Africa. So sometimes there are some little touches that remind you of that fact. In this lounge during the day, it's a great place to work or read. You can play some games. They do have a great selection. And yes, before the photography buffs reach out and tell me, I know I've made the same mistake before. The settings of the lighting is different in Europe. We didn't have the camera set up for that voltage. Now take a look at this feature. You can see into the pool, right? Once we open the doors though, it frosts them out. So from the outside, you can't see in, and vice versa. When we were on the Danube, it was the middle of summer and it was really hot. I would have loved an outdoor pool up on the sun deck, but given that most of the year on the Danube, it's not this hot, I can see why the pool is an indoor one. Now heading out the back, it is a great place to sit, especially while you are underway. And on both sides, there is stairs up to the sun deck. Now we're at the very back of the ship. Here is the staff area, so they'll often be sitting there taking their breaks, having a smoke. Please don't bother them. That is their off time. As we walk forward, you can see that there are a lot of sun decks with great padding on them, very comfortable, as well as the sun protection up top. Now there are some places along the Danube that do have low bridges, so they will dismantle all of this and the sun deck will be closed. If you haven't been on a river cruise before, you can see another boat that is directly next to us. They are tied up to us. On some rivers you can have 6 or 7 ships that are tied up next to each other, so you do need to walk through them to get to your ship. Luckily on this day we were right up against the dock, so those people on our right had to walk through our ship to get to land. We have a checkerboard here, and this is the gangway, so they will set that up. Sometimes you disembark from this top deck, sometimes the next 2 decks down. It just depends on the river water levels or the dock height. Here we have the bridge. And this front area is also a great place to sit. Coming back down to deck 4, this is a great place to sit, though it can sometimes get a little windy because it is at the front of the ship. Now that stairway will take you down to the restaurant, but you'll generally turn left and come into the lounge. This is the Habsburg Salon. It's where you will have your evening entertainment. You'll also have your port talk and lectures. They do bring on some guest musicians as well. And we had a great silent disco one night as well. It was a lot of fun. There is a great bar here. You can sit at the bar, but generally take a seat. The waiters are very attentive. On the port side, they will set up an afternoon tea service for you. And then as you head down the starboard side, this is where you will always find an endless selection of candy and licorice. On both sides of the ship, there are stairs up to the sun deck. And then the bathrooms are here. They're kind of hard to find because all these mirrors, but there's a little icon, women on the left, men on the right. Heading down the corridor towards the back, you'll find the grand suite here on your right, and then the other suites before reaching the deluxe balconies. And back to the leopard bar. I hope you enjoyed our full ship tour on board Uniworld's Maria Theresa. If you want to check out more of our river cruises as well as cabin tours, just click here. Thanks so much for watching and happy cruising.